bring in our panel. Joining us here, five-time Golden Globe nominee actress Almarilu, entertainment journalist Almarilu, and Samschacher.
Also with us, Fandango correspondent Alicia Malone and TV writer and comedian Louisvirtel. Louis, let's start with you. How in the world does this happen? I mean, this was so painful to watch.
Every single second of that video is horrifying in its own way. It starts with Warren Beatty clearly knowing he has the wrong envelope. Then it moves into Faye Dunaway being like, will you read the thing already? And then she thinks she's doing the right thing. Then it turns into a stranger running on stage and just yelling that somebody is lying or whatever that was. I am shocked. I've seen that video with Alicia probably 5 or 6 times now, and every time I have to, like, swallow the biggest gulp ever because it is so strange and unprecedented.
It makes me feel so ill to watch it. I mean, it's sad that Moonlight didn't get their big moment as they deserved, but good on Jordan Horowitz, the producer of La La Land, for calling that out and bringing the cast up. Yeah,
yeah, good old Bonnie and Clyde, they've done it again. But Mary Lou, as an actor, what can you understand? Can you describe what this moment would be like?
Oh, my gosh. Well, first of all, now that I've seen it a couple times, Warren Beatty looks like, is someone going to save me? Should I just keep going? And then he says, best picture. And it's like, why didn't he stop it?
Yeah.
I want somebody to interview Warren to see what he was thinking. Because your heart is pounding anyway, and everybody in the audience is dying to hear what comes out of your mouth next. But, you know, he's a director. He should have stopped it and said, hey, I don't have the right card here.
We need to do another take on it.
Yeah.
Apparently, Faye Dunaway turned up at the governor's ball and is refusing to talk about it.
Of course she is.
Make any
Of course.
This is, I feel bad for Moonlight. I know social media's been talking about this, but this was their moment, and right now, not as many people are talking about Moonlight's win, but more about this crazy mix-up that happened.
Most of the tweets that I've read are in response to Moonlight and this moment, rather than Moonlight being this extraordinary film that highlights not only addiction, but also one struggling with their sexuality, also, you know, a full black cast, and so you're really missing out on this moment. Yes, we've also talked about the fact that because of this controversial moment, it could bring attention to the film, but I would have much rather had the moment that Moonlight deserves, where that you would have heard the music, they would have gone up, they would have accepted their award, and then all the questions surrounding it would have been about the film, the actors, the director, the cinematography.
Yeah, for the movie, it's a horrible blow on the biggest night, the biggest stage. You're getting your just due, and it seems like it's been taken away from you on both sides, Moonlight or La La Land. As a viewer, it's like, it's so good. Like, you know,
and it was so smooth before.
Right, Louis would agree. You can't script this. This is brilliant.
But you know, memory is tied to adrenaline. Memory is tied to adrenaline, which is why everybody remembers the highs and the lows of their lives. Okay, and so because of it, this will be one of the most memorable moments in Oscar history, and Moonlight will be constantly known and brought up every single year as the little engine that could, and also the movie that this happened.
And Louis, to you, this movie, Moonlight, what cost $1.5 million to make? It walked away with 3 Academy Awards, including Best Supporting Actor for Mahershala Ali, who is also, as it turns out, the first Muslim to ever win an Academy Award.
I mean, it's thrilling in every way. I mean, like, again, when you talk about Best Pictures, and I'm thinking back years and years, there's never any queer themes. I can't think of another Best Picture that has an entirely non-white cast. I mean, these are things that matter. You know, like the history of movies is tethered to whiteness. So as long as we can get away from that, if we can have movies where, you know, we have worlds of non-white people that don't feel like they have to establish a relationship with a white character in order to feel relevant to movie viewers, that's awesome. And this movie is awesome for many reasons, but including that.
Alicia, were there any surprises of the night for you? Let's say in Best Actor category, did it surprise you that Casey Affleck won over Denzel Washington?
Yeah, it really surprised me. You know, Denzel Washington won the SAG Award, the Screen Actors Guild Award, and traditionally the winner of that award goes on to win the Oscar, plus that performance in Fences. My gosh, he is fierce, and he can change from being terrifying to charming in a blink of an eye. And I think Casey Affleck's performance was much more understated. It was more about keeping your emotion in. Plus, he has, you know, the controversy around Casey Affleck recently. I thought that would harm his chances. So I was really surprised to see Casey Affleck win for Best Actor.
Wait, how do we know that Denzel didn't really win? How do we know that?
Maybe
supposed to go to Denzel.
But Samantha, on the upside, Casey Affleck did take the crumbs out of his beard for the Academy Awards, so things are looking up. But also, you know, Denzel Washington did not win for Fences, but Viola Davis did. Best Supporting Actress, and made an incredible acceptance speech.
Viola Davis's acceptance speech, I think, is an exact mirror of how she acts, right? So she speaks with her heart on her sleeve, she acts with her heart on her sleeve, and her role in Fences, flawless. She jumps out of the screen. You're captivated the second you see her on the screen, and then the second that the movie's over with. So well-deserved win for her. With Casey Affleck, I just want to point to social media. Even though he won the Oscar, people are upset that Casey Affleck won the Oscar because of those sexual harassment allegations.
Yeah, there's a cloud over it. You know, in response to Viola Davis, I mean, this is like a long. She's deserved an Oscar for a long time. She does incredible work, and she will continue to do incredible work.
And she told her Stephanie Elam that she felt like she might get snubbed again, so she was hoping for it, but wasn't really expecting it.
You have to prepare. Again, the idea of the Academy Awards, art being judged, is very, I mean,
crazy anyway.
it's ephemeral at best, but for Viola to win, first of all, she was amazing in that red dress. Like, that, hands down, stopped the show. Her speech was flawless, but I hope that it is the springboard for an actress that deserves more and bigger things to come. You know, in the same way that I hope for my dear friend Octavia Spencer, who, you know, won an Academy Award for playing a maid right alongside Viola Davis, and when Viola was nominated. Let's start seeing these ladies as more than just these characters of, oh, strong black woman. Let her play an alien hunter, like like a Sigourney Weaver. Like, let's start to see them cast outside.
Let's talk about art being judged here, because La La Land had 14 nominations. It was a tie for the most nominations ever. I think it walked away with, what, 4 Academy Awards at the end of the day. So Marilu, what happened to...
Well, I think that people wanted to spread the love, and I also feel like, you know, they started to really evaluate each character, and even though they felt like, oh, we love La La Land and let's put that up for, you know, best this or whatever, once they really went to fill out their ballot, they went, oh, but that story or that, you know, that's in the whatever.
Maybe
that self-indulgent narcissistic storyline is just a bridge too far.
I mean, we were just talking about this. I mean, La La Land, again, I mean, you and I both saw it, and we both didn't exactly enjoy it. I kind of sort of fell asleep and I had to wake myself up. Samantha, explain to us.
Because you like...
I loved La La Land. I do not think it should have been nominated for Best Picture. I think...
nominated?
I don't even
not
think
even with like
nominated.
10 possibilities?
White
Maybe
people
in the
saving
top,
jazz?
Well, it was a
even Kenny G was like, I don't get it.
Black women saving NASA is the joke with.
It was a fantastic film. I do think that it was a great escapism from the volatile political climate that we're all in right now. However, when you compare that film to a Moonlight, to a Lion, I just don't see the comparison. I don't. I think it's a great film. I do, and I loved it. And I would see it again and again and again. I didn't fall asleep in it like you did, but I think the right picture
But we have eight to 10 nominations. So
is Emma Stone deserving then of Best Actress?
Emma Stone did a fantastic job. And listen, she wasn't just acting. She was also singing. She was also dancing. That's a lot. There's a lot of rehearsal time involved. But I think that I do think that the Best Actress nomination should have gone to Isabelle Huppert, hands down. That was the most captivating performance.
Alicia Farnacue, as a fellow Australian here, how unlucky was Nicole Kidman to be nominated in a year to go up against Viola Davis? Because Nicole Kidman's performance in Lion, I thought, was truly...
Yes.
Yes. It's so easy.
You could tell she brought so much of her personal story to that role because she's so emotionally raw, and she was great. And I thought Dev Patel did an awesome Australian accent. I thought it's a pretty hard accent to nail, and he did a really good job. But Nicole Kidman has been someone, as you know, has just been churning out performance after performance a long time. I hope more people see Lion, because that is another film that's deserving of viewers.
Loved that film. Do you feel like that film was snubbed this year, Lewis?
Lion? I go back and forth on Lion. I think part of the problem is I was aware of the story before I saw it, so actually where it went was not surprising to me. I knew when he was going, like, scrolling on Google Earth, which is kind of what half of the movie is about, that he was eventually going to find his home, so there was less suspense than there should have been for me.
That's so emotional.
Yes, no, I agree. I have to agree that I think the biggest snub of the night is Isabelle Huppert not winning. If you look at the history of the Best Actress winners, routinely the winners are, like, the most vulnerable performance of the year, or, you know, the saddest or the most maternal. And she in that movie is so stony and so stoic, and then also so hilarious. And it's rare that a hilarious performance wins Best Actress. So I was really, really rooting for her.
Complex.
Yeah.
If she walked in here right now with a sign that said "I'm Isabelle Huppert," how many people in the studio would? No, but what I'm saying is,
well, they should. That is terribly their loss.
You're going to judge art.
Okay, we're going to squeeze in a break, guys.
Isabelle Huppert thinks that.
Shagun, we all agree with you.
She's been around for a long time.
All right, everyone.
Up
next, as expected, U.S. President Donald Trump came up repeatedly during the Oscars. We're going to look at the political humor and commentary from Hollywood's big night. Stay with us.